This is the Barbados Today afternoon news for Thursday, September 7th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary-Claire Williams. The death toll from Hurricane Irma is rising, and the latest figures show that at least 9 people have been killed so far across the northern Caribbean. Relief supplies are being taken to Barbados, which was decimated by the Category 5 storm. And the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency is also headed to the island today to assess the situation. Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown told ABS television that the level of damage on the sister island is unprecedented.
It is unprecedented based on the type of storm. I mean, Hurricane Irma would have been easily the most powerful hurricane to have stormed through the Caribbean, and it is extremely unfortunate that Barbuda was right in its path. And what is instructive is that a difference of 30 to 50 miles involving a hurricane could make a major difference. Because whereas we may have had miles or wind strengths up to about 100 and probably 30 miles per hour, Barbuda evidently would have had 180, 185 miles per hour. And that has made a fundamental difference. From my observation, having done an aerial survey, I would say that about 95% of the properties would have suffered some level of damage. They would have lost at least a part of their roofs. Some have lost whole roofs. Some properties have been totally demolished. It is absolutely heart-wrenching. I mean, the infrastructure, the utilities infrastructure was damaged. The physical infrastructure was damaged. You'd recognize, too, that the island is literally underwater, and that in itself represents a serious threat in terms of mosquito-borne diseases, and we have to be very careful.
St. Martin, Anguilla, and the Virgin Islands have also been hard hit by Hurricane Irma, and we will have more on the storm later in the newscast. In other news this afternoon, it's just a few days before students return to the classroom for the new academic year, and one charity is reporting that more parents are seeking help with back-to-school items. The executive director of the Variety Club, Donna Russell, was speaking on the sidelines of a presentation of 200 pairs of shoes to the organization by Payless Hastings branch earlier this week.
For this year, our back-to-school program has been really, really challenging. We have had more families coming for assistance, and we've had families with a little different from what we would normally see. We're seeing families that have some measure of income but still can't get ends meet. And if anybody knows me, when you explain your story to me and I can back up your story, it is really, really hard to turn away these new families.
Russell wasn't able to say whether this year's austerity measures are impacting parents' ability to meet their children's needs, but she says more and more people are feeling the squeeze.
I'm no economist, so I can't say it is exactly as a result of the economy, but I know what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing families with income, but the expenses are far exceeding the income, and they cannot make ends meet, and they're coming and asking for assistance. So we have this new dynamic of people that we have to try and fulfill their needs. It's a demand that's happening, and we have to try and respond to it.
Businessman Ralph Busy Williams is advocating a life for a life to curb rising crime. 25 people have been killed so far this year, and Williams tells Barbados Today that those who take lives should be prepared to lose their own.
I'm a little bit of a radical. I believe if you take somebody's life, the state has the right to take your life.
Okay.
So it's a life for a life. We can't be messing around with people who come up and shoot somebody, get bombs up.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Morning, Miss Hoya.
Morning. You again. So you're washing cars now? I can't keep up with you at all.
Yes, girl, you know they're going provision to selling slow. And I don't sell nation newspapers at all because them don't sell. So I washing cars now. I like to get up before 8:30 because I can't take the hot sun. You want the car wash?
No, not today. It clean.
But you're going in very early though?
Yeah, I just going early so I can read the Barbados Today online before work starts.
Right. But you can still let me clean the vendor for the $2. At least it's still cheaper than the nation newspaper.
All right.
I got a special boo here that I got it shiny. Thank you. Enjoy your day here.
You too.
All right. What that paper is? She can see clearly when the dirt is gone.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. And the island of Hispaniola is taking a battering from Hurricane Irma today. The eye of the hurricane is moving west-northwestward off the northern coast of Hispaniola and is now about 75 miles north of Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic and 120 miles southeast of Grand Turk. Irma is continuing on the west-northwest path near 17 miles per hour, and this general motion is expected to continue for the next couple days with some decrease in forward speed. According to the National Hurricane Center, the eye of the storm is expected to be near southeastern the Bahamas this evening and near the central Bahamas by Friday. Irma remains a powerful Category 5 hurricane and is packing winds of 180 miles per hour. And fresh on the heels of Hurricane Irma, Antigua is now under a hurricane watch as Hurricane Jose approaches. The neighboring St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, Saba, and St. Eustatius are under a tropical storm warning. Jose is packing winds of 90 miles per hour and is moving towards the west-northwest near 18 miles per hour. It is expected to strengthen further and become a major hurricane by tomorrow. And finally, the United Nations warns that the number of Rohingya Muslims running from violence in Myanmar could rise up to 300,000. Food aid groups have put out an urgent call for millions of dollars in donations to feed the refugees, with many of them sick and malnourished. We get more in this Reuters report.
The flood of refugees from Myanmar could rapidly become a torrent. The United Nations warning that as many as 300,000 Rohingya Muslims may end up pouring across the border into Bangladesh as they flee a bloody military crackdown. An estimated 150,000 Rohingya have already made the crossing by foot and boat, and Bangladesh is struggling to cope. Many of the refugees have no shelter, and aid workers say they're malnourished and traumatized. Reuters Myanmar Bureau Chief Antony Sladkovsky is in Yangon.
A lot of these people come from very small villages deep in the forest where they're not really used to seeing so many people, and now all of a sudden they're thrown in what basically is a huge city of incredibly impoverished, incredibly hungry and desperate people. So there is the risk. Aid workers say that there will be a lot of antisocial behavior.
The UN's World Food Program is putting out an urgent call for donations, saying if food runs short, it could spark violence among the refugees.
And that's news this afternoon. For more, you can log on to our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune in to Mix 96.9 FM. I am Mary Claire Williams. Good afternoon.